past 20 years, Morse would take it in his stride to solve 6 or so murder mysteries a week in Oxford. And this Sunday, his sidekick Lewis will take center stage in a new feature-length drama.
Glad to be back, sir. Has Oxford changed much since you've been away?
No. It changed before I went.
Well, Colin Dexter is, of course, the writer who created both Morse and Lewis. Colin, when Inspector Morse died at the end of the remorseful day, we all thought that was the end of the story. What do you make of bringing Lewis back to our screens?
Well, I thought it was probably the end of the story anyway. But when this was mooted by various television people, fortunately the copyright of Morse is mine, and I said there are 2 characters we've got to have if we do come back, and one of them is going to be Kevin Waitley, and secondly, the city of Oxford.
But you've played a part in many of the episodes.
Indeed, yeah.
Are you going to be in this current episode?
I am, and I have now become a porter with a bowler hat at Wadham College. It was not supposed to take a great deal of time for me to perform this role, but in fact we had, I'm afraid, 7 takes. And I think the final product of this lasts about 9 or 10 seconds, if that.
Inspector Morse has been credited with bringing millions of pounds of tourism to Oxfordshire over the last 20 years. So let's find out what Oxford City Council thinks of it. Suzanne Lockhart, you're the tourism officer for Oxford City Council. What does the council make of this sequel?
We're absolutely delighted that they've chosen to make a new series and have Lewis filmed in Oxford. It's a great draw. Inspector Morse itself has been a huge draw to the city, and we're hoping that we'll get the same effect from Lewis being filmed here.
And who comes up to you and asks you questions about Morse?
We get every kind of visitor that comes to the city, particularly international visitors. The Americans love Morse. It was screened in 120 countries, so we get visitors from all around the world asking about Morse.
So Morse is an Oxford institution?
It certainly is.
Ah, the Wanderer returns.
Hello, Doctor.
Cool. You turned down the volume on that shirt.
Good to see you.
So what sort of influence did Morse have on Oxford? Did he make it seem a dangerous place or a delightful place? We asked some of the locals what their reaction was to the Morse connection on Oxford.
Morse wouldn't be, Morse without it being in Oxford, and his Jaguar going down the Turl and going to the Turf Tavern.
They're both good for each other, actually, because obviously a lot of other people see the programme who are not from Oxford, and they can relate to Oxford, and vice versa.
Would Morse be Morse and Lewis Lewis without Oxford?
No, not in my view, no. I think that to come here and to get the feel of Oxford adds a certain dimension to the stories.
And what's your favourite part of Oxford?
It has always been Jericho. I feel at home in Jericho somehow, with all the corner pubs and St Barnabas and Lucy's and Oxford University Press and the railway and the canal. I feel very much at home in Jericho.